Hi, Darko. A specialist topic today that I'd like to ask you some questions on, turnarounds and turnaround strategy. First of all, could you explain for us, when is the company experiencing a turnaround as opposed to just needing some better management in general?
I mean, turnaround situations usually mean that the company is in a really bad place, that the company has question marks not only about the management itself, but also about its business model, its position in the market, its processes, including sales, and so forth. So turnaround in general means that you need to improve in several areas in order to turn around the company.
At the moment, a topical theme is going digital. Would you call that a turnaround, or is that part of just normal progress?
I mean, I wouldn't say that digital is turnaround per se. I think going digital is part of normal progress. Basically, companies need to react to changing environment. But on the other side, going digital, or the whole topic of digitalization, for me, or from my perspective, is not only using digital tools, but it's also changing your business model, which becomes much more data-driven. It enables, because of the data, certain things that you weren't able to basically implement before, and so forth. So from that perspective, you could even argue that digitalization is kind of a turnaround, because without it, the company will be irrelevant in a matter of few years.
And what are some other common situations that lead to turnarounds?
Well, common situations. Each company is a bit specific, but in general, lack of liquidity, so lack of cash, presents issues that basically can have their reasons in a variety of different fields. But you see them through lack of cash. So usually that's the trigger for majority of the companies to start thinking about turnaround. Because until you get to that point, the companies say, well, yeah, maybe we have issues and problems, but as long as we have cash and we are generating cash, it's fine.
That makes sense. What are the specialist skills needed for a really good turnaround team, and what makes turnarounds work in general?
Well, on one side, you really need to be able to see the big picture, and you need to be able to not only analyze but also focus and improve various parts of the business. So that's kind of a very special skill that not a lot of people bring along. The other part with the turnaround is, because of what I mentioned earlier, for example, issues with liquidity, it means that there's a lot of pressure and uncertainty whether the company will survive at all. And you need to be able to work under tremendous stress and very fast, because that stress with liquidity also means that there is a very strong time pressure till when the whole turnaround process needs to show results.
And when a turnaround situation begins in a company and a team is put in, what are some of the basic principles that they'll be working to achieve to get going?
Establish where the company actually is. From my experience, not almost, but all companies that are ripe for turnaround, before somebody actually enters and starts to work on that, they actually do not know how bad the situation really is. So number one is to establish where the company is realistically, and then define the steps that the company needs to do and achieve in order to basically pull itself out of the situation it is in.
Okay, thank you very much for taking us through a very specialist topic.
Thanks, Anton. Interested to learn more? Visit www.dg180.ch and get in touch.